Welcome back. As the border crisis grows, House Minority Whip Steve Scalise is sharing his experience at the southern border. In a tweet today, the Louisiana lawmaker shared a live video showing an estimated 100 unaccompanied minors freely crossing into the U.S. Scalise said the procession was nonstop as migrants were ushered from Mexico straight to a Customs and Border Protection processing facility.
Probably over 100 people right here just in the last hour that are waiting now to go off to a processing facility, and they're coming into America because Joe Biden has created this magnet where he said the border's open, and look at what's happening. This is out of control.
Meanwhile, fellow GOP lawmakers have shared similar videos at the border as the crisis continues. Arizona's Attorney General says Kamala Harris has not responded to his invitation to tour the southern border. Speaking in recent interviews, Mark Brnovich said that no response is a very loud response, and the lack of communication from the Biden administration is disappointing. Despite being made the so-called border czar last month, Harris has yet to visit the border or hold a formal press conference to address her new duties. Brnovich says that it's important for Harris to go down to the border and see the crisis firsthand for herself.
If they go down and they talk to the agents and they talk to the county law enforcement officials and say that they've never seen numbers like this in the last 20 years, look into the eyes of people that have been smuggled across this border and being exploited by the cartels and realize that this is a humanitarian crisis on so many levels.
Brnovich joked that he would buy Harris a pastry if she visited the border as a jab to the vice president for visiting a Chicago bakery over visiting the border this week. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is prioritizing foreigners over border wall construction in his first budget request. In his fiscal 2022 discretionary funding request that was released today, Biden is asking for $861 million in aid to Central America, but declining funding for the border wall. Although he requested over $1 billion for border security, he cuts all funding for the wall, including unused funds allocated for the project. In February, Biden halted border wall construction, a move that many have blamed for the surge in illegal immigration. Here's more.
Federal authorities are working to crack down on the surge of illegal immigrants at the U.S.-Mexico border after recording the largest monthly number of unaccompanied children trying to come into the country illegally. On Thursday, the Department of Homeland Security said there had been almost 19,000 apprehensions of migrant children in March, which marks an increase of 71% from February. Those children were among the more than 172,000 migrants that were encountered along the southern border last month, 5 times more than in March of 2020 and the highest number since 2006. Immigration data obtained by the Washington Post says it is costing the Department of Health and Human Services over $60 million per week to house a surge of unaccompanied minors. That amounts to about $290 of taxpayer money a day on each migrant child. According to Mike Howell from the Heritage Foundation, the Biden border crisis is growing out of control as the White House continues to ease policies on immigration.
Well, it's obviously terrible. It's tragic. The numbers represent a massive crisis that is human in nature. And so it's, with great sadness, but unfortunately not with any surprise.
Howell says the crisis should not come as a surprise to Americans after the Biden administration abruptly halted progress on President Trump's border wall and rolled back his strong immigration policies.
All of our scholars at the Heritage Foundation knew that if you stopped building the wall, shut down ICE, sent the green light south of the border that we are open for business in terms of illegal immigration, remove a host of other, numerous immigration enforcement and border security measures, there's going to be a mass crisis. And so I'm not surprised when we see the record-setting numbers today, not in the least.
Despite the new statistics, neither Joe Biden nor Kamala Harris have taken the time to visit the border or at the very least acknowledge it is a crisis.
Well, the Biden administration releases its budget proposal for 2021, putting